As complex as the fans and critics may be, there is a simple formula for making a good horror movie. That isn't to say you can't add your own flavor and personality. All I'm saying is it isn't difficult to scare audiences if you do your research. And very rarely do we get a horror movie given to us from people who have done this research. But we do get them. At the top of that mountain is a director who is so ingrained into our community, you'd be hard-pressed to find an individual as erudite within the genre as Eli Roth. Even myself, your spicy prince of horror, I consider myself to be pretty smart when it comes to scary flicks. I couldn't tie Eli's shoes. He is a walking encyclopedia of horror knowledge. It's incredible. On top of that, his films deliver. One minute you're just enamored by the beauty on screen. I don't mean to be shallow here, but Eli picks some of the most gorgeous actors to star in his films. The next minute you're rocked with a gut punch of gore. Gore done so well that you literally never forget it. All of that is layered with a tongue-in-cheek quality that just shows that he doesn't take himself too seriously. I understand his movies aren't everyone's cup of tea, but they're definitely mine. And I find on this sloppy road to Halloween, it was definitely fit to include one of Eli's movies. So boys and girls, no matter what you're doing right now, no matter what you're feeling, shit, no matter what you're wearing, I'm happy you're here with us. So, without any further introduction, here is our take on Hostel 2. Boom! Welcome back to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Mr. Christian Ramey. And back again for another week, clapping them cheeks and spitting on, well, we'll get into that later, Mr. Ozark Mark. Ozark, how we feeling down there?
Hey, I'm here with you, just like I always am. Welcome back, you beautiful son of a bitch. If you don't know, it's the Sloppy Horror Podcast, and now you know. When we are on the road to Halloween here, it's been a fantastic time. We're on another pit stop. Now, if you were paying attention last week, you know exactly what the fuck we're doing, if you figured it out. But if you haven't figured it out, let me tell you what we're talking about here today. We're talking about the Hostel 2. Hostel 2, baby.
Or you can say it confused, like Hostel 2? Like you're Hostel 2? You know, and they'll be like, no, just Hostel 2. Hostel 2.
That's hard to say, actually, when I think about it.
Hostel 2.
Yes, hostel.
That's the noise you make when you eat a hot pizza roll. Hostel 2.
I can't tell you how many times I've burnt my tongue on fucking pizza rolls, because every time you make pizza rolls, you want food now.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you're making pizza rolls. You ain't got time to wait. Nobody likes waiting for them to cool. So you burn your tongue, you kill your taste buds, and now you can't taste the rest of the pizza rolls, so you fucked up.
You got to get like a toothpick and vent them.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. I've never done it, but it just came to mind.
Dude, I want to buy some pizza rolls and try it now.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. What's the best way to make pizza rolls? Is it in the oven? Is it in the microwave? Or is it in the air fryer?
Well, either air fryer or oven. If you microwave your pizza rolls, you're a monster.
I do it. I used to do it.
You're a monster.
Well, I want them in 2 minutes. I want them in 2 minutes.
I want them now.
Yeah, exactly.
You like bagel bites? Them are good too.
Yeah. Everybody loves bagel bites.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with bagel bites.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm really excited because this movie feels like it's a long time coming. Obviously, we've covered the first one, but I'm a big fan of this director, Eli Roth. Obviously, we're no stranger to his movies, but there's just a recipe, a feel, I dig it. I like his flicks a lot, and this movie that we're talking about today, Hostel 2, there's no difference. This is one of my favorites from him. I like that he doesn't shy away from violence. He fits in the splat pack. I like that he's in your face a little bit, but he's also a little tongue-in-cheek. There's a lot of laughs. And lots of beautiful people, generally. Like, that's what his movies are. It's just like gorgeous people, guys and girls. There's just beautiful people, super violence, like in your face, like change your mood, never unsee it violence, but then also some pretty funny moments.
Yeah, and he also reminds me of why I'd never want to leave the U.S.
Yeah, I know. It is scary.
If you're about to travel to another country, do not watch an Eli Roth movie before you go.
I know.
Because it will ruin it for you.
He plays on the xenophobia for sure.
No, I don't want to go to Europe. I don't want to go to the middle of the jungle.
No, I don't want to do that ever.
No.
Nope. I'll go to Europe for sure, but not the middle of the jungle. But he preys on like the Eastern Europeans, where it's like different. You know, it's like you go like Russia and like the countries that have like a lot of K's in their names and V's, and you don't know what they're all about. But you know, you just assume they don't like you. All right, you get scared. You know, it's like Western Europe, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can boogie. But Eastern, you're like, I don't know, they might get me. And he preyed on that, and he made it a film. And it works. It fucking works. It does. The fun part, too, is I like the way his movies end and the way his movies start. There's always like it's kind of like a fuck you. In a way, I like that. It's not like a super twist like an M. Night Shyamalan, but I like the way his movies end. I like his final girls. I like how he portrays women strong. And as a matter of fact, Hostel 2 got some hate like from some people. They're like, "Oh, you're picking on the women," and he was just like, "Did you see the first one where I killed all the guys?"
Yeah.
It's like, no, I killed the guys first.
I gotta say, between the two of them, I'm more scared of the first one because it happens to a dude, and that can easily happen to any dude. Hot European women want to lick your nutsack, ball sack, all that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, any man could fall victim to that.
You fall right into the spider web.
Exactly.
I've seen it all the time.
Exactly. Same thing can happen to the broads too. So you know.
So. That's also another thing that I should say that's great about the Hostel movies is many times in horror movies we have, or movies in general, the woman is afraid. Help the woman get out of danger. Help, like, and I'm not going on some, you know, sometimes that is the situation.
These are just facts here.
Yeah, that's just the situation. But I love the Hostel movies where, like, Jay Hernandez, like, he's scared. Like, I mean, the dude that loses his noggin, the guy from the first one. Mm-hmm. But in the first one, he's scared. And his buddy, he's throwing up on himself. They did not shy away. They weren't worried about their manhood. They weren't trying to be, you know, Clint Eastwood or John Wayne, which a lot of male actors do. And you're not, like, mad at them for being like that. Jason Statham wouldn't do that. Like, I like that because Jay Hernandez is a pretty big actor. He's been in a lot of things. I like that he had the ability to go there and just be like, yeah, I'll totally freak out and like throw up on myself and cry. And like, that's awesome. Because as another guy watching it, you're like, shit, dude. Like, fuck. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean anything by it, but let's just say you were to walk into a restaurant and you saw a woman sitting at a table talking to someone else crying. Just crying. What's your alert level? Not too high. Like, you know, something could be going on. Now, if she's in hysterics running around, okay, maybe it's bringing. But if she's just crying. Now, if you walk into a restaurant and it's a male, like, not like and I'm not saying, trying to, you know, if it's like, oh my God, guys, I just overwhelmed. But if it's like a strong man type, you got Dale Earnhardt sitting at a table fucking just crying, it's going to freak you out, dude. You're going to be like, what happened? Oh my God, is everything okay? Because you just know you're not going to normally see that. Like, if you saw your dad crying, you'd be like, oh, my God, what is happening?
Yeah, there's something wrong.
There's something really... If you saw your mom crying, she might have watched something on TV.
Yeah.
And, like, not making fun of her. You get it. It is what it is. So I love that about Hostel because it does. It freaks the hell out of me. And even though this movie's kind of focused mainly on the ladies, there's dudes that get roughed up in this, and there's the guys that go into this, they meet their demise too. The ones that try to kill, they auction off. No matter who you are, you could just get wiped out. You got to play by their rules. And so what we're going to do, Ozark Mark, we teased the idea of a new segment. We teased the idea, and I think it's finally time to introduce a new segment to the people. Okay? Ozark, what we do with horror films is... Obviously, the impact is different over the years. If we watch a movie from 83, we can't be like, oh, this is corny. They dressed weird. Well, yeah, it was 1983. Of course they're different. So you should do yourself in a movie to put yourself kind of in the shoes of what was going on in that time frame. And you could see like, oh, I understand how this is scary. Oh, no wonder they were afraid of Godzilla in Japan. Fucking in the 50s. A giant radioactive monster? Wonder where that came from. Oh, in the 70s and 80s, a lot of people hitchhiking and a lot of serial killers, and no wonder slashers were so popular. So what we're going to do is have a little fun segment where we try to put you in the shoes of somebody in the time frame of when the movie come out. So, Mark, I believe you have a, do you have like a little button over there?
Not yet, but I'll make one later. Let's hit it.
Okay.
We about to fill them shoes. We about to fill them shoes. Yeah, I'm about to fill them shoes. We about to fill them shoes.
Yeah. I like that. I like that little bumper you made for us there. It's a nice little, it worked well.
Thank you. That's why I'm here and you're there.
All right. Ozark Mark.
Put me in them shoes, baby.
Boys and girls all out there. So Hostel 2 came out on June 8th, 2007. Ooh, I can smell the jean shorts. Mm-hmm. We were living wild, okay? So things that were happening. A big storm hit Australia, like $1 billion storm. It was called the Pancha Bulker. I don't know. I'm sure I'm fucking up the announcement of that, but it was a giant storm.
We'll say it in an Australian accent and it might work.
Pancha Bulker.
Okay, see, now it sounds normal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking storm.
He fucked around all the kangaroos, mate, and fucking spilled all the Fosters.
It's coming right for us.
Yeah.
So, that's what's happening, some natural disasters. You want to know what was going on at the movies? What people were watching, Mark?
No. Wait, yes. Sorry, yeah.
Ocean's 13.
Ooh.
Not 11, no, so we're talking a third one, and that's still coming out strong.
Still slaps, as the kids say.
It is. You know what the number one song was on June 8, 2007?
Fuck. Is it a pop star?
Yes.
Is it a female?
Yes.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
No, that's 2007,
Yeah.
Mark.
I remember how old I was.
2007, Britney Spears, that was like 2000.
Well, fucking, I don't know, 2007.
That was like 99.
Well, what is it? Soulja Boy? No, you said a female.
If the sun don't shine forever.
Huh?
It'll still be you and me forever. I don't know the
It's
lyrics.
not ringing a bell. Is that what the song is?
Under my umbrella, Ella.
Oh,
hey,
fuck, isn't that Rihanna?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think Rihanna's hot. I don't see it.
It's just because she's got like a, she will throw it back at you energy. She's got that like she'll suck you off in public kind of look, and like most respectfully, most respect. I mean, I'm
I don't
nasty
think.
too.
I'm sorry. A lot of people are gonna yell at me for this, but I don't think she's hot.
That's okay, man.
I think she reminds me of Eve with like the peanut head, and she's got like a scrunched face. Like she looks like she's pissed off all the time. I don't like it.
The dick wants what the dick wants. You can't,
I guess whatever. All right, so we established that. What else we got?
Look, this is that's mainly what's going on in 2007.
That's all you need to fucking know then.
Well, what's going on in 2007? That's right when I graduated high school, okay? So I was out there looking like John Cena. I know you were too. I mean, that's how we were living life. I mean, you were almost out of school. You were doing mixtapes called the B-Town Boys. You were spreading those out.
Yeah, I was jumping off stuff with a skateboard by myself in the middle of the night. Because I had no friends.
That's all right.
That's what I was doing.
But that's a fun time. Look at you now. Look at you now.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
I know, man.
Oh.
What's really fucking strange is...
Strange?
Yeah, man. I mean, you're talking like over fucking 15 years ago. I mean, what is this? What is this? Fucking 17 years almost now, 16 years?
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
That's nuts.
We're getting old.
I know.
We're getting old.
I know.
Well, this is an idea. So now you're in the shoes of somebody from the year 2007.
Perfect. So now you can tell us a synopsis since we're in the right headspace.
All right. Perfect. So what we have going on in Hostel 2.
Do it good. Don't kill my chubby.
Hostel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hostel 2 gives me chubbies. All right, this is one of those movies. All right, I'm just not gonna lie to you. Okay, I'd be fucked up. I'd be a liar if I told you it didn't. All right, I'd be a liar if I told you that it didn't. But we're all fucked up. Okay, so don't judge me. So we have 3 girls named Beth, Whitney, and Lorna. And they are like art students studying abroad, and they're in Rome. And
They're drawing nude people.
yeah, they're drawing naked people. And
They're drawing wangs and boobies.
And they are just living like a rich, college kid's life, studying abroad. And first, they're painting, a naked dude, and then this, gorgeous woman comes out and they paint her. And then, like, once they're done painting, this gorgeous girl comes up to Beth, one of the girls in the group, and says, "Hey, let me see your painting," and then she, like, acts really flattered about it. And she's like, "Let's hang out later." And Beth says, "Oh, I can't. Me and my friends are catching a train to Prague." And she says, "Okay, no worries."
Prague.
Well, then they see that girl on the train to Prague. This broad ends up like honey potting them, and that she's just like the coolest little friend ever. She's so sweet and beautiful. She's like, "Why don't you come with me to these hot springs or these cold springs?" I forget what the fuck they were. Best hot springs or cold springs?
They were hot springs, judging by the steam.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's how you put that together. You're welcome.
Yeah, well, you're right. I just wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking straight. You set me straight.
I was thinking crazy straw.
I wasn't all there. So they end up going with her, and they end up staying at the hostel. And as you guys know, once you stay at the hostel, once you enter in there, the hotel clerk scans your passports, and then an auction begins on your life. And people start bidding to kill you.
I love how he kept it consistent, had the same bellhop guy.
Oh, that's my favorite character.
I love that guy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Crazy, sexy times.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got the passports? Yeah.
I love that guy.
I know.
He's so much fun. So what ends up happening is all of these girls end up getting kidnapped, dragged to the hostel warehouse. And if you're unfamiliar with that is, it's essentially like a murder warehouse, very dark and grungy, and each of these rooms are like a prison cell that you can lock in there. And there are a bunch of toys / tools, if you will, for these psychopaths to murder you in whatever way that you want. And some of these people bidding off and auctioning to kill you, they get creative. They come up, some people are eating these people, they're electrocuting people. I'm sure there's sexual things in some of them. There's just a whole wide array. But you can essentially do whatever the fuck you want to another human being.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get any rape, really.
Yeah.
I'm glad we stayed away from that.
Yeah, for sure. But your mind can imagine what would go on in this building.
Oh, sure, yeah, you can use your imagination.
And let's just be honest, the dude did try to kind of hook up with this girl, and, he ends up getting his dick cut off and is, fucked up. So that's kind of, it is a nice little lesson there.
Sure.
I love the way that Eli Roth draws up final girls. I love it. It's so good. Beth is such a good final girl. This is one of my favorite final girls, man. She's a boss because she ends up overpowering this guy named Stuart. So let me give you a little backstory with Stuart. So we get a little, side story here with Stuart and this guy, Russ. What is that his fucking name? Todd and Stuart. And Todd's kind of a amped up Chad kind of dude, like, "Let's go, bro." But he's older. He's like older businessman. He's wealthy. Stuart's kind of a inward, dorky, simpy guy. It seems like he doesn't have much power inside of his home. Todd talks Stuart into this, let's go over here and kill these people. Let's auction on this. And then they do it, and they go over there. And it's funny because the whole time, Todd is amped up, and you're like, dude, this dude's going to go fucking nuts and kill this girl. And when he actually gets in there and actually draws blood, he pussies out. He tries to run out, and he ends up getting killed, eaten alive by their crazy dogs there. It's part of their contract. You got to kill and finish what you set out to do. And Stuart, who seems super inward and nice, ends up going fucking nuts and trying to kill Beth. But Beth overrides the situation, final girls it, and she ends up in a very crazy predicament because she ends up having Stuart in the chair with scissors on his dick and a gun in her hand, and all these people come in that run the place, and they're about to kill both of them, and she says, "Wait a minute, let me buy my way out of here." This girl turns out has a lot of money. Not like, a lot of money. Like Swiss accounts, all kinds of stuff. And she ends up buying her way out, but she has to kill somebody too. She has to kill Stuart, so she does. And she ends up getting a cool little tattoo. I'm getting that tattoo, 100%. 100%, it's cool. I like it. The little hound dog they give you. And she buys her way out into freedom. and I'm sorry if I spoil your trip here, but it's a
It's
16-year-old movie.
2007, yeah.
Yeah. So fucking cool. I love the way this is drawn up and the way that these girls, though, get killed. There's not the craziest amount of murders, but they are impactful. So, what's that girl's name? Heather Matarazzo, that girl that played fucking Randy Meek's sister, and Scream. So she's in it. And she's kind of like the naive, dorky friend, and her death is intense because she gets hung upside down, naked, above this crazy-ass lady that looks like a vampire.
Wasn't that the teacher of the art class?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. She's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she hangs this girl upside down.
She's got a big reaper scythe.
A scythe, right?
Yeah,
and
good
she's
choice.
in a bathtub surrounded by candles, and she just starts draining Heather. Or not Heather, her name's fucking whatever in this movie. I forget what it is.
Her name's
Lorna.
not Heather, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's Lorna.
It's Heather whatever.
And she takes a blood bath with Lorna's blood, and it's intense, and then she slits her throat. I mean, it's raw. But I will say Heather crushed this scene. Like, her acting is like, she is very vulnerable, and she went all out. And it's like, yo, you just don't forget that scene.
No, that's the most intense part of the movie, I believe.
Yeah, man, it is intense. The other girl gets a power saw to her head, like and that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's a little bit more than funny, but you don't really see how she all the way goes out, because she's still half alive. But the dude pussies out, so Stewart comes in to finish the job.
Yeah.
But
I think that random dude got it the worst because he had the cannibal guy.
oh,
He was
I know.
dude, he was just picking him apart slowly, just eating him.
Yeah, that dude played in fucking Harry Potter. His name was like Victor Crumb, or what the fuck was that guy's name in Harry Potter?
Crumb.
Yeah, Crumb.
It's your last name, Crumb.
No, not in real life. That's not his name. In Harry Potter, that's his name.
That's even funnier.
Yeah, Victor Crumb from Harry Potter. I don't know how to say his real name.
Victor Crumb.
His real name is Stanislav Janisvexy.
That's Lars Zatsevsky.
Yep.
See,
So that's his name.
that's good. That's good, yes.
Yeah, he was getting eaten. Somebody was getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
That didn't look good.
No, that didn't look nice at all. Nothing looked good. Honestly, it didn't look. Nothing looked like it was fun.
Now, Mark,
Yeah.
let me segue here.
Okay.
Let's just say all of these people in these chairs were like convicted pedos, and they were like crazy, the most abusive pedos, and they like fucked a bunch of kids' lives up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people would be, and I think people like, in my mindset, I'm like, how would you rationalize such a place, And you're like, if they killed horrible people, you're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, people that do like horrible things to children, and like, you're like, okay.
Yeah, and they're paying for it, so I don't have to pay taxes. Yeah, cool. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I don't care about these people. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't bother me.
You could eat the guy alive.
I don't care what you do.
Yeah, like,
It doesn't.
because, and what I mean by that is like these, if you go and you watch it, the people in these towns, I mean, he plays it so correctly, because Eastern Europe is not that way. Like, you can go to Prague, it's beautiful. Like, there's all kinds of places. You're not going to die. Like, you're not going to die there. You could, but it would be in a way that you got yourself killed, because it is cool. But what's funny is all these people in this movie are they're just like, yep, this is how life is. And they're just like, and that's what makes it scary, is how chill like the surrounding people are with this, treating you like livestock. And you're like, I don't understand how people could be like that. But you're like, oh, if those people were real fucked up, convicted people, you're like, oh, yeah. Okay, at that point, yeah, you wouldn't care. You're like, yeah, he's electrocuting him. You're like, ah, that's fine. We're going to go to this little thing.
Yeah, I'm going to go get some dinner. I don't care about him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so funny how the brain works that way.
Yeah.
But it is, Eli Roth crushes it. And like I said, he gives you all kinds of tongue-in-cheek moments. Like the bellhop guy. He wants you in on the joke. I mean, I really think he grew up a lifelong horror fan, and listening to the guy, he talks more than I do, and he's so passionate about the genre. He makes FUBU movies. He does. He gives the audience what they want. He delivers. Okay, oh, you're gonna watch a cannibal movie? Yeah, we're gonna like cut this fat guy off and cut his arms off and then have the guy eat his eyeball. It's nasty and whatever, but there's a little bit of funniness in there because you're like, they killed the fat guy first. Like, there's like funny part, like you're laughing and you're in on the joke. But if you were just like out of context and he made it really serious, you'd be like, oh, dude, this is too much. But it gives you a little bit of like, haha, like, I don't know. For me, that's what. He knows when to ramp it up, take it down, ramp it up, take it down. But I don't think he takes himself too seriously. But as a filmmaker, he's a really good filmmaker. I think he could succeed in another genre more so. Like, I think he could be like an award-winning actor director if he made, you know, a fucking stupid-ass Netflix show or, you know, what. He would crush it if that's how he was known. But he's like, nah, I love the scary shit, and this is what I'm going to give you. Okay, you come to Harvest Party, crazy, cool, sexy party, yeah.
He went about the Unima.
Ah.
Is that man bothering you?
I love that. That is so much fun.
Yes.
That's so much fun. I would party with that guy. That's who I'd end up partying with.
That'd be a trip. What's your favorite part of the movie?
Honestly, the amount of like erections I get while watching it, you know, I just lose count. And then I'm like, you know, no, I'm just kidding. But not really fully, but, you know, he picks beautiful people. You know what's a little crazy, though? I did mention, you know, the dark-haired girl, Beth, the final girl, right? Mm-hmm. Her name is Lauren German. That's the girl from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the hitchhiker that they picked up and she blew her head off inside the van. That's the same girl.
Very nice.
I never put that together.
Well, now we did.
Yeah, so there we go. But if I had to go...
my girls like glue and I'm number 2. I'm a Thomas getting Jay. Got the cheese up in my air.
I like a lot of parts in this movie.
I like a lot of parts.
The one guy that asked her to dance and she's just like, nah. He's like, I could have helped you. And he's all fucking ugly. He's pretty cool, but... I think if I really had to say, I love the opening of this movie, how they have Jay Hernandez's character coming back, and they just cut his head off, dog. Like,
yeah, for like the first 5 minutes.
I love that, dude. I love when horror movies give you that, like, oh, yeah.
I like how he had a cat just licking for no reason.
Oh, they would, too. They're dicks. Like, where's my breakfast? I'm just going to eat you.
Yeah. That's good.
I love that with horror movies. I mean, I do like, if I'm watching a John Hughes movie, if I'm watching 16 Candles or something, yes, I want that to end good. I want him to take her to the dance. I want that. Like, I want that in the movie. But in a horror movie, I like that you feel that little resolve. Like, oh, they made it out of there. And then all of a sudden they give you that, like, oh, yeah, fuck you. And you're like, ah. It just makes it perfect to me because it just ends it with such you could have a sequel if you wanted to. It's open-ended, but I love the ones that end like that and never give you a sequel afterwards. You're just like, wow. Like, it's just kind of cool to me. And I like how he leaves his a little open-ended because I believe there was a Hostel 3 that I did not watch, but I don't think that was Roth who directed it, so I was not interested in seeing it.
Oh.
Maybe I shouldn't be that way, but I like his movies.
Well, you know, let's see what happens with that. I've never seen it either.
What was your favorite part of Hostel 2, Mark?
Well, I like...
Hostel 2?
I like the fact that they brought the kids back, the bubblegum kids.
Yes.
And I liked when they played soccer with the girl's head at the end when Hannah cuts the girl that brought her into the hostel's head off and they started playing soccer. But the funniest part made me laugh was when they first meet the bubblegum kids and they ask for gum or whatever and they try to give them mints or whatever, so the kid spits in their face and they start running away, but the main kid just stops halfway from running. He goes, bitches! Yeah,
he stops and points. He's,
bitches! You know, that kid was so ready to do that too. He's like, I get to say what?
Oh, that's so
back there
funny.
rehearsing, bitches, bitches. He said bitches so many times.
Yeah, the bubblegum kids are a fun aspect to these movies, too.
See, I don't like I guess I do or I don't, but when they're speaking in a different language, they don't have subtitles come up, so you don't know what they're saying unless you speak the language.
That's on purpose, though, I think.
It is on purpose. So I'm wondering why the main guy who runs the Hostel factory, killed one of the little kids.
Can I be honest? Can I give my theory on it? Because I don't know the answer.
Okay, what's your theory?
I feel like the one was getting a little too out of line, and that one was kind of like the leader. And he like took that one out of line, and he made a new leader. And like I don't know if he does it every so often, like where he like resets the group and resets the leader, but he gave that one little kid like the nod, like you're the motherfucking main dude now, like you're the leader. Fuck this other little dude. My take was that the guy was not a good leader, of the little kids, and he wanted the other little dude to be the leader, because that's the kid who said bitches, and we felt like he should have been the leader, but the other one was like the. So I felt like he had been causing problems, or maybe it's something this dude does to like keep the hierarchy always moving. I guess.
I don't know. It's a possibility.
Maybe he likes killing kids, Mark. Whatever, dude. Some people like killing kids.
Maybe. I don't know why he used a silencer here in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, it's not like you got a warehouse factory that is murdering people that are screaming.
Yeah. I don't think some things just don't make sense here.
Dude, them dogs ate a dick. That was hilarious. They cut that guy's dick off and just threw it to the dog.
Just like, let him bleed out. It's a badass moment.
Yeah.
Let him bleed out.
That actor, the guy who plays Stewart, that guy's name is Roger Bart, and he has a lot of theater experience. The guy's a great actor. And if you go back and of course, you're just watching it like, oh, cool, it's Hostel 2. I remember this guy. But next time you watch this movie, I really want you to focus on that guy and like his acting chops. Dude is great. Like, he's a really good actor. And I like that in his sweet moments, he's like really like, you believe him as like this little simpy pussy dude. But then when he gets crazy, you're like, oh, fuck, where he's like, you fucking cunt. But when he's dying, he's just like, and he's just bleeding out, and it's so much fun. But you're like, yeah, dude, what would you do if your dick and balls just got cut off? And you're like,
yeah, he did a great job. I mean, I didn't expect him to go psycho, but he definitely did, and he did it in a great way.
The other actor that played Todd did really good too. How he flipped the script, went from like the douchey like jock guy to like freaking out.
Yeah, he did.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the other side of the show here and bring the guys in that know more things to know about this movie. Hobbabaloo and howdy do to you. Welcome to the What Do You Know Here. This is a segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie here. So if this is your first time here, where the fuck have you been? We're going to tell you how it's going to go. We're going to tell you things we know about this movie. Now, you may know what we know, you may not know what we know, but if you know what we know, you're going to have a we-know-gasm. If you don't know what we know, you better find out what we know, and you're going to have a we-know-gasm too. So everybody's going to be slipping and sliding, grooving and grooving. Smooth touch your parts together and have a we-know-gasm in your brain, in both of them. So, why don't you, over there, tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie, The Hostel 2?
Look here. So there's there's the smoke show of a broad in here. It's the naked one that gets a picture, they paint her. And she ends up tricking these girls to go get murdered.
Yeah, Bonus City.
Yeah, her name's Excel, however the fuck you say it. That's her.
Microsoft Excel.
Yes, Microsoft Excel.
I ain't Microsoft, I'll tell you that much.
No, Micro.
Not when Excel comes over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good.
I'm not no incel.
That's a good computer joke.
Look here.
For you nerds.
When she's naked in that first scene and they're painting her body.
Yeah.
Those nipples were CGI, baby. Those weren't real nipples. Tricked you.
Why
beat off the robot pixels.
Why are they?
How do you feel about that?
Why are they fucking CGI nipples?
I don't know.
What's wrong with the real nipples?
I don't know.
Are they hairy?
I don't know.
Did she not shave?
Maybe she just didn't want to show
Does
them.
she have any nipples?
Maybe not.
Or outie nipples?
She didn't want to show them.
What a fucking whore. You ain't gonna show no nipples?
Don't say that.
I'm just saying.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying.
She can show whatever she
Who
wants
doesn't
to show.
show
Mark.
nipples when you got the opportunity?
Yeah.
I show nipples right now.
Yeah, well, that's
there
true.
you go, because I
That's
got
true.
the opportunity. The world would be a better place with more real nipples.
Oh, that's true. You should free the boobies.
You really should. Areola and all of that. Now, I'll tell you something that I know here.
You better tell me
This
something.
is a fun little tidbit for you now. You know, in a lot of horror movies, these directors do cameos, okay? And not just that, it's all over the map here. But lots of directors do cameos. They put you know what a cameo is?
Is that, where you pay the famous people to send you little videos that say happy birthday?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
What
about.
am I talking about?
You're talking about that thing you get at the Italian restaurant, the cameo with the
Enough of
the
this.
gravy.
It is where the director will be in the movie for a split couple seconds. Okay, that's what a cameo is.
What is an erector?
An inflector?
Deflectors. Now, I know what you're talking about. I'm just breaking
Checkers.
balls. I'm just
Now,
breaking. Wait, are you telling me there's a cameo in this movie?
Yes, there is a cameo in this movie if you let me get to it. Thank you. If I don't fucking interrupt your turn. Jesus Christ.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Listen, you'll listen and you'll hear.
Anyways, so there's a cameo in this movie. Mr. Eli Roth is in this movie. You know where it is? It's a very unexpected scene. You're never gonna guess it. If you're like, I missed them. Of course you did, because you didn't pay much attention. You only got a few frames to get this here. But there's a scene where she's running away when she's in the house of the bloodhounds and the guy, and she's about to get kidnapped. She runs through the house. She goes in the closet. She finds the trophy room with all the heads. Eli Roth's head is one of the heads. But you gotta pause it to see. In order to find it, because it's so quick, it'd be right on. It's here now. It's there. Then you won't see it no more. So, pause it frame by frame. You will find that man's head.
His noggin's in there.
Yeah,
Okay, I like that.
yeah. Everybody likes head every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
What does everybody want?
Head.
Oh, Al Snow, that was good times.
That was good times. Well, that's what I know. You know anything else?
I think that's it. That's some good facts there.
I thought that was pretty good facts. Two's all you need.
That's all you need.
Two's all you need.
That's too much. If
We
you
ain't
do
going
three.
back for seconds here. All right, you're satisfied with what you got.
Three's too many.
If you do it too much, that will get sore.
Don't put too many onions in the sauce this time.
Exactly.
I don't use too many onions. Use 3 onions. 3 small onions.
Red or white.
It's too many onions.
Wow.
It's too many onions for that.
Okay.
2 onions.
Okay. So, we're going to go now. So, goodbye.
Mark,
Hello.
I like tea. You like tea. Seems, we should discuss. There was some tea spoken on this movie that Heather Mata. Let me not fuck up her name, because she is, Heather Matarazzo, the girl from Scream, Randy's sister, right?
Yeah.
Apparently there was some drama on set.
Oh,
So
jeez.
Bijou Phillips, the girl that played Whitney, and a few other people really pressured her to get fucked up and take drugs, and I guess she was just recently sober. And I guess that girl that played Whitney pinned her up to a wall and said, I'm gonna get you fucked up for the end of this movie, or get you to relapse. Yeah.
Girls are fucking mean, dude.
Yeah, but she said she was too scared to tell Eli and the producers and stuff. But she said some of the other people working on the movie were fucking weird and creepy, and the girls were mean.
The fuck? What's wrong with people?
Yeah,
You're
man.
supposed to be on the same team here.
Same team.
What is this, fucking high school? Jesus Christ.
What is going on?
Women are so fucking mean, dude.
Yep, they can be mean. That's
They
true.
are. They're so mean.
I kind of do want to go to that hot spring, though. I mean, it did look like a cool place.
Who doesn't want to go to that hot spring?
Look cool, man.
I'll spend all day there.
That little, if there was a harvest party like that without being kidnapped and murdered afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
I would love that, dude.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That whole trip looks fun, except for that part.
Yeah, that's the one part I don't want to experience or go through, but the rest of it is cool.
Yeah, you talk to the weird bellhop guy. Like, give me some hash, bro.
I want to be on a train overnight and go to a bar and get fucked up and then walk back to my room with a sliding door.
Yeah, dude.
And do some freaky train banging or something. You know what I mean? Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fun.
we get together.
And then I want to go to the hot springs and I just want to sit there. How fucking scary would that be, though? That's the most underrated scary part of this whole entire fucking movie is when she falls asleep in the hot spring and wakes up and there's nobody around.
Yeah,
that'd freak you out.
Yeah, that'd fuck you up.
That'd fuck me up. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, dude, they're all gorgeous in this movie, though. I will reiterate that. He does that with all his damn movies, dude. They're just beautiful people. And these girls he picks, I mean, ladies do like Eli Roth, so I imagine it's not hard for him to talk girls into his movies. But I don't think it's vain. I think I love that. Like, I love that the Blair Witch Project, that they were just random people nobody knew. And I love that sometimes people have everyday men in movies. But in Eli Roth's case, I like that he has like A+ 11 out of 10 supermodels, men and women. I like that about his films. It's a part of what he does. Like, it's like his signature.
I mean, it's a lot easier to look at beautiful people than it is ugly people.
It is. And like, I don't care what anybody says. I feel like even ugly people can agree with that. Like, I would much rather, watch fucking, if there was a podcast about us, if they're like, all right, we got Brad Pitt and Ryan Gosling to play you guys. You'd be like, yeah, good call. Don't go under us.
Who would be who, though? Would I be Brad Pitt or would you be Brad Pitt?
I don't think that'd be accurate. You know who would probably be?
Huh.
You would be Samuel Jackson. I don't know. How about we ask the people if people were going to biopic Ozark Mark and me, who's going to play us in a movie? So we need to know that.
Yeah, we definitely need to know that because I don't know what my celebrity doppelganger is. Somebody said I look like a UFC fighter. I forget what his name was. I forget what that was. That was like the closest I've seen to me.
Yep. You look like Michael B. Jordan.
I do. Just a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm. Or I was going to say, aside from that, I was going to say Kevin Garnett. And Bobby Lee.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you do to fuck people up on the street. You look just like Whoopi Goldberg. Anybody ever tell you that? Michael Clark Duncan Jr. I see it. It's uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that would be fun. But yeah, that was a crazy aspect. I like that little signature on his movies. Did you ever see that flick with him, Knock Knock? The one that had Keanu?
Nope.
Aw, dog. You talk about a setup. You think this movie's a setup, bro. You think this fucking movie's a setup. Just really briefly, Keanu's like a husband, and his wife and kids are gone.
I've seen clips of it, and like two girls like show up.
And they like force themselves on him.
Yeah, like seduce him.
And I'm telling you, dude, these girls are like carved out of fucking marble. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my wife would leave me for these girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these girls are just those, and it's like they kept forcing their way. Like, it's a situation where like a wife, I believe, would be like, you know what, I get it. They raped you, they raped him. Like, I fully agree with that in that movie. Like, they took advantage of him because he said no 20 times, if not more. But, bro, they are like, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's never going to happen in your life.
No.
That's not. Two supermodels soaking wet are never. Oh, can we use your phone and then fuck the shit out of you? That's never going to happen.
No.
In your life.
No.
And if it
won't even look, that's not even gonna happen if you're in your dreams, dude.
I know.
Just forget about it. Like, you're never even gonna have a dream about that. So just fuck off, forget it.
Yeah, it's like a shitty porn idea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it sounds like. So, but it's he paints it as a reality, and I was like, when I first saw that, it was intriguing to me. I was like, wow, what would you do? And then, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, fuck these girls, dude. This is kind of a horror movie. Fuck this, dude. These girls took advantage of poor Keanu. And then they buried him in the ground up to his head.
Yep.
So, that's an interesting flick. You remember Green Inferno? Girl's gorgeous in there. He dated that main girl from that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie at all. But
the one in the jungle.
I know what it is.
In the jungle.
We did an episode on it. How could I forget it?
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's go into another realm, to another world, and rate the movie like we always do.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
Hello there. Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. This is where we rate the movie on a horror movie scale developed by Christian Ramey, your very scary movie companion. Okay, he's your horror movie guru. Okay, he developed this system. Okay, and it rates a horror movie, not a movie in general. So keep that in mind. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this in a series of 4 categories. 3 of the categories are worth 3 points, and the last category is worth 1 point. And if you add those all together, we get a total of
10 points altogether.
That is correct. So, why don't we get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting.
Dude, it feels perfect to me. He and I'm gonna tell you another reason why Eli Roth generally gets a high casting rating from me. With Green Inferno, he went in the jungle. Those weren't actors. A lot of these people that are like the foreign people of the town are foreign people of the town. Some of these kids, some of these whatever. So like you said earlier, that kid might have been gassed up to say bitches, but he might not even know what the hell it meant. And they just like, say this, like they're trying to get him to, they're actually giving him candy. So the fact that you like indoctrinate yourself into a part of the world and you pull out these old actors, he's got a little bit of Rob Zombie to him too. Like if you start to look at some of these actors, they have like kind of interesting backgrounds and where they come from. All gorgeous, all beautiful. I have to give it a 3, dude. Like I really do. His movies get 3s from me.
3s for you, 3s for me. Perfect. So that is 3 out of 10 so far here. Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the second category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills.
So we do have some good ones, but for being a Hostel movie, there's not like a lot.
There really isn't a lot of kills. There's a lot of torture, brutality, but there's not a lot of kills. So let's see. What are the kills? We got a guy in the beginning gets his head sawed off, but you don't see it on camera.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we got...
I think the first one is Lorna. She's hung upside down, and that's a pretty...
That's really the only kill I think that's on screen, right?
Yes, we get
Like,
we get the
process.
saw going through girl's head. Well, I would consider Stewart's death. We see his. He gets his dick cut off and he bleeds out.
Yeah, but we don't see him die.
He is dying as they leave the room.
He is dying, but he's not dead.
He's seconds away from death.
Okay, the guy gets eaten by dogs, but it doesn't show you.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot of creativity there.
I'm feeling 2.
Yeah,
I'm
think
feeling 2.
it gets a 2. I think so because we don't have enough quantity on screen. A lot of them are off screen. You see the aftermath on it. There is violence, there is pretty gore, and the kills you do see are pretty intense.
I do feel like that bathtub is like a one on its own.
Yeah,
like that's a scene that I never will forget.
No, that's a 1 just by itself. So we'll go with 2 here. So that's 5 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get to the final 3-point category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is fear.
Mark, I'm gonna need your help on this. I'm like feeling a 1.5 because it's like right there in the middle. I feel like people are afraid to go travel places, but not everybody. I feel like this is a little bit of a baseline fear of like just being out of your element. I think that this isn't a boogeyman or this isn't a ghost. These are people, and people are afraid of people. Those are real. So I feel like it's just, I mean, I don't know. It could be higher. I don't know, but I feel like it's at least a 1.5 here. Help me break this down. It's an interesting fear because we're not ghosts and goblins. There's no slasher guy. This is like people kidnap you and sell you.
I would say 2.
2?
Yeah, I would say 2 because of how it's a realistic fear. Getting kidnapped and sold.
That happens.
That happens.
That's happening as we speak.
Especially in foreign countries.
Yes.
Getting kidnapped in a foreign country is scary.
Fine.
The fact you don't want to try this makes you think about, fuck, I'm never going there. Like this. The fact that it can actually happen and it's humans, just regular humans, just being heartless and shit. You know, it's a fear. I think so. I don't think you're gonna lose sleep over it necessarily, but I mean, when you watch it and you get in that element, yeah, it's a very scary thing. I think.
Yeah, I'm totally with the two. Like usually with the fear, I always like try to be. That's like the hardest one for me. I'm glad that that's like the last one, but I like two a whole lot for that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 7 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast. Rating. Get into the last final category here for half a point each, and that is rewatchability. I butchered that whole fucking thing.
It's okay.
I know.
I mean, this movie involves butchering people.
Thank you.
This is the podcast to butcher.
I like what you did there.
And as we all know, this is the only podcast in the world named after the listener's sisters. Yeah, so if you're listening right now in your car, I named this podcast after your fucking sister. I hope you feel good about yourself. She felt good about it. All right, so I'm going yes. Mark, what's your rewatchability?
Well, when I got halfway through it, I didn't think I'd watch it again. But the second half, I think I would watch it again. So I think it is rewatchable.
It is one of those ones though that it will sit with you forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, oh, not to like a Serbian film level or like Human Centipede, but it's like The Door, but before those.
Yeah, but I think the way that it ends and how things go down once they get to the factory, I think that it gets a little bit more fun. And everything. So, yeah, I think it's rewatchable.
That's a good score.
I think it is. So that is a total of 8 out of 10 for Hostel 2 here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast. Right back up in your ass.
Oh, yeah. This is an older teenager movie. We're not hitting the button, but this is an older, like you don't like 16 and above, I would assume on this one.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
There's lots of nudity. There's some fucking implied. There's some dicks on screen.
And not to mention, there's just some intense ass torture.
Ladies, write in to the show. What's our opinion? Like, do we want to see dicks on screen? Like, you know, because I'm not opposed to letting the ladies have what they want. You can throw some of that in there. But, like, it feels more of, like, rated R movie if I see a dick than if I see boobies. And, like, maybe that's wrong. Maybe, you know, I'm not being fair. But you're like, that's a whole guy's dick.
Yep.
You know, and you're like, this is a rated R film.
Yep.
You know, but if you see boobies, you're like...
Because you can have guy butt and boobs in a PG-13.
I think so, too. That's what it is.
It's on TV. Mm-hmm. Guy butt is all over TV. Mm-hmm. Too much guy butt.
That's a man's ass.
It's so predictable too. All them damn like shows that girls are addicted to on like HBO and shit. They're like heavy sex oriented. There's always dudes' asses in there.
Yep.
And they're not realistic. Okay, why can't? If you put a hairy man's ass in there, I might believe it. First of all, how are men shaving their asses? I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be itchy.
Who shaves their ass?
That's a lot.
I got a hairy ass and I'm proud of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay? You should be.
You know.
So did Burt Reynolds.
Exactly.
All right. And ladies love that guy. You know?
Ladies, if your man has no hair on his ass, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got a hairy ass.
It's a dude's ass.
It's a man's ass. But yeah, it is. That's how it works. That's how the films work these days. But yeah, we're gonna go an older audience on this one. Now, what I will say to you little sexy sons of bitches, I hope you fucking know you've made it through this whole episode with 0 advertisements. I have.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. I don't think I've told you to buy any food that'll show up to your door. I don't think I've given you like, hey guys, Ozark and I are going to casually talk about this product that we really enjoy. Fuck all that. Gargle my balls, okay? We'll sell some horror movie stuff, but we don't do that. We keep the lights on another way. We do bonus episodes that we have on Patreon. We have merchandise. We have ways that you can help us out, support the show. And on top of that, we're making some scary movies, some short films, so you better be subscribed to our YouTube channel so you can see those, because that's the only place you're going to be able to see them. They're going to be on there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We need your help and support. Do ratings on Apple Podcast, on Spotify. Those guys mean the world. I know there's a lot of you guys that are listening through a lot of different platforms. Take the 2 seconds out just to give it a rating.
Listen, we see how many people download this shit, all right? And it's not, our ratings do not follow up with how many people are listening. Do something. I don't care if you give us 2 stars, 1 star, 3 stars, or 5 stars, but don't give us 4 stars, you fuck, because that sucks.
Give us 5.
Nobody gives anything 4 stars. It's the dumbest rating ever. Give us 5, 3, 2, 1.
Give us 5 and we'll show up to your house.
Yeah, and then leave us a comment about how much we're filling up your ass with entertainment. Or something else.
We need your help. Now, if I can give the people a little guess or a hint for next week's episode, I think we got a good one. I think we have a good one.
Do we?
Yeah. I don't want to let people on to what we're gonna do, because I might take one out. I might take Cujo out and swap it, because people already know.
Okay.
So we're getting into the spooky season
That's correct.
now.
In September.
There is something we all do in October, all right? Most people do.
Aggressively masturbate.
Well, that too. But on top of that, what we have is we carve things and we put them on the porch. We carve them. We pull out their seeds. We put candles in them. And we put them on our porch. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it a pumpkin?
It is.
Thank you.
Okay, so next
Got any
week's
more brain busters?
next week's film has to deal with pumpkins.
That could be anything.
It could be anything. It could be anything.
My head's spinning with things of possibilities that it could be.
Everybody does need head. They do.
Ooh, I think I got it now. That was the kicker there.
Yep.
That we used 2 lifelines. We got it. All right, we got it.
I feel like I got a pumpkin as a body part.
That's right. We used 50-50 and we phoned a friend. Never ask the audience because they're
Fist a
stupid.
friend.
Never ask the audience unless you're like below $10,000.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do they still do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I mean, Regis is gone.
I know.
R.I.P. They had
Did
that
they-
lady for a while. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't feel like they do it no more. It was a good show.
that sucks.
I like when that one guy called his dad, like I'm about to win $1 million.
I remember seeing that when it actually first happened. Like when that first aired, that dude was a monster.
That was an impactful moment in culture.
It was. Fucking was. I remember when a guy who had my same last name, and I was so hyped. I was like, 'cause I don't know who this guy is, but you know, people around the world or around the country have your same last name and you're not related to them. There's only too many options that you could do. But this guy had my last name.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. And I was hyped. He missed the $100 question.
Oh,
It was a disgrace to my family's name.
yeah,
I was so pissed.
You got to meet him up. Be like, you bitch.
I know. I was like, you owe me money for losing the $100 question, you fucking clown.
You idiots.
What a dumbass.
Boys and girls, I hope you had fun. Thank you guys for coming back for another episode. We hope to see you little boys and girls next week. But we got to go.